Long dump in, handled by Perla. Picked up by Siano, over to Lanny Knoll. Dumped in. Both teams going for changes. Italy picks it up. Over to Marasco. In the center. That's Diaconi. Dumped into the U.S. zone. Italy gains possession along the near corner. Harry Sai giving Italian player the business for the U.S. Italy still working along the boards. Sai loses his footing. Now gains possession. Center attempt over to Magliocco. Looking to gain the red, probably just get it in deep. Does McNulty unable to corral that, so that line's going to go off for a change. Italy's going to get some fresh legs out too. Center attempt all the way in on Perla. He's going to leave that for his defenseman. Number 23, Michael Bain. Ball headmanned up onto the stick of Garner. Dumped in, and the U.S. is going to get a face-off. 10:22 remaining here in the first period, deep in the Italian zone. All right, so in net for Italy, Sandro Morante. Face off to his right, one back by the U.S. Over to Bain, long shot, goes off of a foot, caroms off the glass. Sent out by Italy, chopped back in. The U.S. needs to regain the line. Doug Nickel with it. Nickel carrying it in, trying to dump it off Buckwalter, intercepted by Italy. They misplayed that pass. Michael Bain giving chase. Bain able to corral it up. Center attempt over to Buckwalter. Now dumps it in deep. They gain the zone. Zarner shot right into the breadbasket. And Morante's just going to swallow it up for the whistle. 9:49 remaining here. Scoreless affair. Italy in white, USA in blue. It's a big matchup. You know, seeds have yet to be decided. So Canada's 2-0 in this Group B. USA's 0-2. Italy's 1-1. Portugal is 1-1. However, Italy's win came in overtime, so they only got 2 points. So Portugal has 3, Canada has 6, Italy has 2, United States has 0. This is Italy's last game. So if the United States wins this in regulation, they get 3 points. They would get the 3rd seed, and Italy would end up in the 4th seed. If Italy wins and then Canada defeats Portugal, Italy would end up with the number 2 seed, and the U.S. would fall all the way to number 4 seed. So a lot on the line here as the U.S. gains possession. Both teams know what's at stake. Cross floor over to Tim Myers. Myers with it, long wrist shot right into the trapper. And Morante's just going to hold on to that again. We'll get a face-off down to his left. And as I've said several times on the broadcast, right, these are legends-level players. You know, they've all played multiple championships. They're provinces, states, local leagues, at the national level. You know, they all know how to win, and most importantly, they know what's at stake, right? So expect this to be a very high-energy affair, a lot of back and forth. I expect both teams to get a lot of shots on net, try and get balls deep, get their forecheck going. Turnaround shot, ooh, just missed wide. Kisiana, the nice effort there as Italy almost had a potential 2-on-1 breakout. They don't. U.S. able to get back and neutralize that. Long shot, nope, fake, pulled up. Marasco, that howitzer, ooh, just missed again. Boy, I tell you, Marasco's got a hot stick. Penalty coming up on the U.S. See who the call's on. Got to see who's heading to the box here. I think it might be Rick Zinger. Yep, so it'll be holding on the Team USA captain, Rick Zinger. So big opportunity here for Italy. Obviously, you never want to see your captain in the penalty box, but the infraction's been committed. Referee's arm went up immediately. And if I'm the USA, boy, I don't want Marasco shooting from the point. He just missed on that one. Guy's got one of the best shots in this tournament that I've seen so far. So he's going to quarterback this power play. Fakes the shot. One-timer, shot goes wide. Perla might have got a piece of that with his mitt. Along the near boards, back to Morosco, winding up, shot, bad save, Perla, rebound attempt, shot blocked, rebound attempt right into the breadbasket. Perla, good positioning there. Certainly some traffic in front. Hey, credit to Perla. Didn't give up on the play, found the loose ball, smothered it. Minute and 31 remaining on the man advantage. And 2 big saves are early. Nick Perla certainly got his head in the game. Ball still loose, now corralled around. Italy's gotten some changes, so back at the point here, picked up by DeAndrea. Fakes the shot, one-timer, deflected onto the stick of one of the Americans. Can't get it out. Back to DeAndrea. Down low over to DeAndrea, shot blocked. Good block there by Magliocco. DeAndrea was playing pitch and catch with Tomasicchio there. U.S. might have a chance to get this out. They can get a turnaround. They do. So that's a good job. They're going to go ahead and get some wholesale line changes, as will Italy. So 44 seconds left on the man advantage. Italy looking to gain the line. They do. Walking in all alone, but rolled off of his stick. A little too hot to handle. I believe that was number 17, Sam Amadeo. Again, folks, hard for me to see the numbers from my vantage point here down on the floor, doing the best I can. As soon as that player turns around, nope, that was number 19, Johnny Russo. Just hard to see the numbers here with all the bodies flying back and forth. Face off won by the Americans, picked up by John Stewart, rattled around, intercepted. That's Principe with it. Back to the point, one-timer, faked. Got to go look at the net here, shot right into the breadbasket. Went off the right pad into the corner. Oh, USA gonna have to stop that. Can't have guys having clean looks at the net like that. Shot goes off the shoulder. Zaffino's had 2 good looks at the net here as the USA has successfully killed this power play. So Zinger comes off. Ball's still loose. Referee's yelling at him to move it, move it. On the Zinger's stick, USA might want to just dump this deep and get a change here, but John Chulo, one of the faster players in the tournament now with it. Shot attempt is blocked. Stewart makes a nice pinch. Turnaround effort. Shot just goes wide. Over to the board. Zinger there. Back to the point. Sent it down low. Oh, redirect. Shot! Is it still loose? It is. Back behind the net. And then the referee blows it dead. Net's dislodged. I'm not sure if Morante knew where that was. Might get a look at this on the replay. No, we're going to see the Italian power play. So that was that shot that Perla caught with his arm. That's just a dangerous play for the Americans. You know, got to get somebody there. Don't let these players get great looks at the net like that. All right, ready for the draw. One back by the Americans, back to the point. Dumped in down deep. Now it's Joe Silverio on defense for the U.S. Dumping it in down deep. Silverio pinches, keeps it in down low. On to Doug Nickel. Nickel with it, working along the boards. Tries to get it back to the point, a little too soft. Intercepted by Italy. Still a battle right in front of me. Mangelli picks it up. Sends it over to Morosco. Oh, pardon me, not Morosco. Marico, Alessandro Marico. And the play was offsides with 5:52 remaining here. In the opening period, scoreless affair. Italy and the United States. Must-win game for both of these teams. USA doesn't win, they're going to fall to 4th. Italy loses in regulation, they would fall to 4th. So dumped in down deep. Michael Bain corrals it for the U.S. Back behind the net. U.S. trying to get a set outlet play going here. Back over to Bain. Bain looking for somebody to feed it to. Doesn't have anybody. USA forwards are moving, but the Italians are doing a great job keeping up with them. Hey, credit to the Italians. They're just not giving the Americans anything on terms of outlet passes there. I mean, can't fault the Americans. Judge, Klein, Tommy Gallagher, they were all running out there, but all the Italians were staying with them. So we're going to get a set of fresh legs out there. And that was good, 20, 25 seconds of hard running there through the neutral zone. I know you couldn't see it on the stream, but hey, credit to Gallagher and Klein moving those legs. That's what you want to see. Face-off advance forward off the draw by the Americans. Back to the point. Bain shot deflected up into the mesh netting. Good job by Principe. Getting a stick into that shooting lane. Again, for all you young fans at home watching, right? It's very important. Anytime you have a chance to get some piece of your body or the stick to deflect that shot, or just get in front of it, sacrifice the body, all right, you're doing your goalie a favor. That's what coaches love to see. Zinger on the draw for the Americans. One forward by Zinger. I believe he was trying to hit Laney Knoll there, but Laney Knoll unable to get to it in the corner. Kept in by Bain at the point. Bain dumps it in down deep. Hemmed in along the near boards. Finally, U.S. takes it out. Knoll, wrist shot, hits the side of the net. Picked up by Italy, rifled around. That's going to be a flooring call. U.S. isn't going to be able to get to that. So 4:49 remaining in the opening period here. And as a reminder, folks, you can always get stats live in effect on stats.isbhf.com. Getting ready for the draw here. Face off not won by either team. Finally picked up by the Italians. Up along the near boards. Intercepted by Stewart. That's a couple of good pinches he's had, John Stewart. Member of that silver medal winning team, 2023 Buffalo Masters. Centering attempt. Here's an opportunity for the Americans. Oh, just rolled off the stick. Magliocco was trying to get a turnaround effort there. Good heads-up play there by Magliocco, just unable to finish it. As Italy goes in, all shot score! The Italians take the lead, 1-0. What a play there by Vito Tomasicchio. Took that feed on the backhand, just hesitated a second, waited till Perla committed, pulled it back to the forehand, as you saw in the replay, and just buried it into the empty net. Just a very smart heads-up play. You'll see a great look here at the angle. Takes it on the backhand. Perla slides down. I mean, there's nothing Perla can do on that. I mean, that's the right play, right? You're just hoping for help from your defense on that. So big goal for the Italians. And in the games like this, where both teams know a lot's at stake, these first goals, right? They're huge. Long shot goes wide. Battle right in front of me. Italy gains possession down deep in the U.S. zone, but the ball rolls off their stick, picked up by the Americans. U.S. getting some fresh legs out. Ryan Shannon comes out. Frank Klein, Bruner. Intercepted by Italy. Back into the U.S. zone. Italy has a look at the net here. Shot deflected wide. Good job by Chulo blocking that shot. Center attempt back to the point. Long shot right into the breadbasket of Perla. He's just going to smother that up. Well, they gave that goal to Massimo Principe, not Tomasicchio. My apologies on that. So Principe gets the goal. Tomasicchio gets the assist along with DeAndrea. My apologies. It looked to me like it was Tomasicchio on there, but again, hard to see the numbers. Right, ball caroms towards the near board, sent in down low by Italy. Battle behind the net. Italy comes out with it, trying to circle around in front. Good poke check by Perla. All the way back into the Italian zone. Tiziano on the forecheck. Italy gains his zone. Back to the point. Comes a shot. Deflected in front, up into the mesh netting. 2:34 remaining. Italy leading 1-0. Looks like both teams going to get some line changes here. Face off one back by Italy. U.S. immediately trying to apply some pressure. That was Jason Dick trying to move that into the Italian zone. Didn't miss by much on the poke check there. LePage with it, centers it, nobody there to receive it. Italy now gains the U.S. zone. Really trying to walk it in, poke checked away. Battle back behind the net. U.S. players still on their knees. Now the referee blows it dead, so we'll get a face-off here deep in the U.S. zone to the right of Perla. U.S. comes away with it. Sent in here towards the near boards, over to Magliocco. Tried to make a move there, ball roll off of his stick. Italy picks it up now. Angeli with it. Poke checked away by Magliocco. He loses it. Shot goes high up into the mesh netting. Off the stick of Rocco Mangeli, so we'll get a face-off. Minute 48 remaining here. Face off one back by Buckwalter. Sent into the zone by O'Toole. Nobody there for America to receive it. Now Doug Nickel giving chase on the forecheck. Manages to poke check it away, but Italy ultimately gains possession. Picked up by Tomasicchio. Sends it over to Principe. Fakes the shot, wrist shot. Ooh, that got deflected and ended up going off of Perla. Good butterfly save. Sent around, Nickel picks it up. Long haul pass, that's going to go into the Italian bench. So in terms of shots on net, according to stats.isbhf.com, Italy has 12 shots on net and the United States only has 4. So still some work to be done for the Americans in terms of just getting shots and balls to the net. But hey, credit to Italy. You know, they're doing what appears to be a good execution of their game plan. You know, pressure on the Americans, not letting them get through the neutral zone clean. You know, getting sticks moving, poke checking balls, just doing a good job. We'll see if the Americans have an answer here after the first intermission. Poke checked around by Sy. Sent back by Stewart over to Sy. Wrapped around. U.S. hemmed in. Italians got a great forecheck going here. Poke checked away. Centered. And then immediately poke check. Good pinch. That was Benny Ventullo on the pinch, number 41. Good, smart defensive work there. So U.S. looking to gain the zone, dump it in. 20 seconds remaining, picked up by Burner. Back to the point, over to Stewart. Long shot, doesn't make it through, intercepted by Italy. Centering attempt shot, loose net. Unable to get it there, and that long effort goes wide. All right, so 5-minute break between periods. We'll be back. See you for the start of second period action. Italy leading the U.S. 1-0. Secondary assist went to Dario D'Andrea. Player loses their footing. And are we going to get a call here? We are. We're going to get a call, I think, on Keith Sienna, as Morante almost made it all the way to the bench. So it's going to be a trip. So back onto the power play goes Italy. All right, just seeing what was going on the U.S. bench. There's a lot of chatter going on. Maybe they feel like it wasn't a good call. I mean, it happened pretty much right in front of me. It looked like a trip. Again, I don't have a horse in the race. I'm a neutral observer. I'm just a fan of great hockey. But I can certainly appreciate why the U.S. is upset. All right, in any event, back to the action. Italy looking to gain the line. They do. Back to the point, so they'll get set up here. Over to the far boards. Center attempt, got to look at the net. Shot! Was that deflected off the post or somebody? We'll also have to see if that was on the replay. I'm not sure if that hit pipe or if it hit a body, but it ended up on Perla, who was able to smother. Take a look at the replay here. To go look at the net, oh, it went off a body right into his glove. Okay. Hard to see from my vantage point, but in any event, smart heads-up play by Perla there, smothering that one. Minute 29 left on the man advantage for Italy. All right, back to the point to D'Andrea. Long shot, just goes wide. Rebound effort, stymied in front. Ball still loose. U.S. manages to poke check it away. So they'll go ahead and stack the line. Not going to be able to get a change here. It's going to be a long shift for these penalty killers. Timmy Myers out there at Dave Magliocco. John Chulo. Italy looking to gain the line. They do. Down low, Tomasicchio. Shot just goes wide. Trying to pick that far corner. Italy corrals it up. 42 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Down low. Back up to D'Andrea. Shot, pad save, Perla. Back behind the net. Perla went for a poke check, almost had it there. Italian player fiddling and diddling back behind the net. Looking for an outlet. Doesn't have it. Now turnover right on the stick of Michael Bain. U.S. has got to get some changes here. They do, so they get wholesale changes. Rattled around the boards. Almost a bad turnover for Italy. They do manage to corral it up. Well, the U.S. just missed too many men on the floor there. They had 5 on the floor. I'm not sure how the refs missed that, but I think a couple of Italian players saw it as well. We're not going to see that on the replay. But yeah, there was a little bit of confusion with the U.S. line change. So, hey, better lucky than good. All right, face-off ready. One back by Italy. To the point, kept in, and then misplayed out of the zone. U.S. trying to poke check it away. They do. Italian player went down, but that's behind the play. That's referee discretion. He's hurt. He's taking his gloves off. Now they blow the whistle dead because Italy had possession in their own zone. So it looked like he took a high stick. It was inadvertent. I don't know if we'll get a look at that on the replay. I have my eye on the monitor back here. It was certainly a high stick. It looked inadvertent, like the player was just trying to use his stick to navigate around the Italian player and just caught him up high. I mean, it certainly didn't look like anything intentional from my vantage point. So it doesn't look like we're going to get a replay on it, but no call on the play. Player seems to be okay. Just saw that player come off. He's not bleeding. He's okay. Just took a stick to the face. It happens. Face off won by Italy. Oh, walked in. Oh, big save, Perla. Rebound. Sorry, I lost sight of that ball in the lights there. It just lobbed up, lost track of it, and then it just came down right on the stick of an Italian player. Another big save by Perla. Long shot blocked. Chipped in down low. See if the U.S. can get it out of the zone cleanly here. But again, met immediately by an Italian player. But they're just doing a phenomenal job through the neutral zone here. Now the U.S. gains the Italian zone, dumped it in. But that's going to be swallowed up by Morante. Well, the U.S. has got to find an answer here for this neutral zone work from the Italians. And hey, credit to the Italians. They're doing what needs to be done. So face-off will come off to the right of Morante. So not sure what the delayed whistle was there. I mean, Morante had that the whole time. I don't know, maybe somebody was yelling loose, but looked to me like from my vantage point, he had it smothered the whole time. But in any event, 8:39 remaining, Italy leading 1-0 over the United States. Draw one cleanly. Harry Sai, oh, pad save, Morante. Oh, that's a huge one. Harry Sai's got an absolute cannon of a shot, and that was low and viciously hard. Outstanding positional goaltending by Morante. U.S. wraparound attempt stuffed under the blocker of Morante. Ryan Shannon was there looking for a rebound, but nothing doing. All right, Italy getting some wholesale line changes. 8:21 remaining here in the second period. Face-off one back by Italy, then picked up by the Americans. Sent in along the far boards, or pardon me, the near boards. Chulo pinches, keeps it in down low. Over to Zinger. Over to Knoll, centering attempt, wraparound attempt, shot, save, still loose. Now finally swallowed up by Morante. Well, a little bit of jar and pushing and shoving there. That's just good hockey. Keith Siana there waiting for a rebound. Take a look at the replay here. That ball was loose, still loose. You can see it, and then finally Morante saw it and just fell on it. All right, picked up by the Americans. Lanny Knoll has it. Back behind the net, over to Siana. Siana hemmed in. Nowhere to go with it, between his feet. Still loose, neither team able to gather possession towards the near corner. A couple players go hard into the boards. Poke checked away. U.S. with some good sustained pressure time now here in the Italian zone. Stewart goes in for the pinch, just missed. And Italy gets going on the counterattack. Oh, nice move! Drops it off, over to Tomasicchio. No, one too many moves there. Centering attempt. And we get a crease violation here. Well, that was Massimo Principe that had it when the crease violation was called, but and he was also the one who came screaming in there. Listen, it's easy for me to stand here and second guess, World Championship players. I might have taken the shot, and if I had a color commentator ask him what he would think, the color commentator might say, yeah, I probably would have taken the shot as well, but Always easy to second guess when you're up here as that ball almost hit your play-by-play announcer right in the head. And another one comes up into the bench. Boy, I got to keep my head on the swivel. They're tossing all sorts of stuff around me. I got ice packs flying, balls coming at my head, people yelling at me. Hey, I'm just the play-by-play guy, folks. All right, face-off sent in deep by the Americans. No flooring as Italian player and U.S. player get tangled up, giving each other the business. That was number 8, Jason Dick, and number 42, Chris Mazza. Players going hard on the boards. Well, the bodies are starting to bang now. This game's getting a little chippy. Can feel it. There's certainly a tonal shift. U.S. give it chase. Italian player blows the tire. Over to Magliocco. Magliocco trying to make a move. Stymied on the play. Now we're going to get a penalty here. I believe interference on the Italians. So the U.S. will go on the power play. Okay, the penalty will be on number 41, Benny Ventullo. He's going to head over and join us in the box here. Ventullo not happy about that call, but what's done is done. So Italy now in their first penalty kill of the game. U.S. golden opportunity here to get right back in this. All right, so Jason Dick is out there. Chulo, Harry Sy at the point, along with John Stewart, and I believe Lanny Knoll. Ball swatted back behind by Morante, kept in by Sy, but then batted onto the stick of Russo. Russo trying to make a move, backhander, just goes wide. Nope, good poke check. U.S. looking to gain the zone. They do. Tim Myers sends it in deep, banging into the boards. Onto the stick of Italy, and they just rifle it out of the zone with 1 minute, 25 seconds remaining on the man advantage, and we get a whistle here. We have a hurt player. Yes, we do. We have a hurt Italian player. I can't see it. I heard players banging into the boards. I didn't see what happened. There's no penalty on the play. I don't know if we'll be able to see it on a replay. And again, folks, I don't have communication with the people in charge of the replay, so I just can't tell them, hey, can I get a replay of this? Right? There's not like a production booth, or sort of a professional type broadcast. You know, Home Team Live doing an outstanding job with the stream. I'm really thankful that they have partnered with the ISBHF and Ball Hockey Canada to bring you all the action here from the 2024 Legends World Ball Hockey Championships in beautiful Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. U.S. gains possession, minute 15 on the man advantage, over to Michael Bain. Bain, center attempt, shot, score, and the U.S. gets the equalizer. Just like that, tic-tac-toe. Lanny Knoll is going to get the goal off the feed from Michael Bain. We'll take a look at it on the replay here. So you should see the ball come back here to Bain. Well, no, that's not the replay of the goal. That was earlier. So, well, apologies for that, but it was a tic-tac-toe play. Bain received it at the point, just immediately fired it in down low. Lanny Knoll, one-timer, empty net, absolutely nothing Morante can do. We got ourselves a 1-1 tie hockey game. All right, ball sent in down low. Chipped out by the Italians. Italy looking to just get some kind of setup going here in the U.S. zone. Fakes a shot from the point. Down low, back behind the net. Centering attempts. Loose ball, still loose. Perla able to swallow it up on the backhand effort. I believe, yeah, that was Tomasicchio. Was able to get that turnaround backhand effort going. So U.S. giving chase. Italy corrals it up in their own zone. DeAndrea with it. 5 minutes remaining here in the second period. 1-1 affair. Nope. Italian player gets pickpocketed by Magliocco. Wrist shot right into the glove. Morante swallows it up. Hey, outstanding work there by Magliocco, pickpocketing. Nice, very hard wrist shot, trying to go far corner. All right, so Italian players change their forwards there. A little bit of jostling there off the face-off. Have to reset. Won by Italy, behind the net. Ball bounces up, picked up by Magliocco along the boards. Italy corrals it behind the net. U.S. trying to circle it. Oh, that was a quick shot, loose ball. Oh, just batted away, turnaround effort, shot, score! Jason Dick gives the United States the lead on a turnaround bullet that found the back of the net after a mad scramble for the ball. See if we got a look at this on the replay. So Morante was down left side of the ball. There was that tremendous glove save. Dick just shows up and absolutely lasers one. Somehow finds the back of the net. It looked like it went right through the pads. Maybe we'll see it from this angle. There's that great save, goes right out to Dick. Wow, what a shot. Well, U.S. up 2-1. All right, back to the action here. Italy now trailing for the first time in the game. Russo with it now down low. Centering attempt. Ooh, just missed. Nice saucer pass effort there. Harry Sy working against the Italian defender behind the net. Sy doing the dirty work. Ball trickles out over to Perla. Sy still getting business. That's just good hockey. That was him and I believe Palermo. All right, I'm just checking stats.isbhf.com. A little bit of confusion on my part in terms of who got credit for the assist there, but back to the action. So Buckwalter with, well, he's offsides. Okay, so the first goal was Lanny Knoll. He was assisted by Michael Bain and Tim Myers. And then the last goal, Jason Dick, assisted by Frank McNulty and Lanny Knoll. So Knoll with 2 points on the day. All right, ball in deep, down low. Doug Nickel working along the boards. Sent out. U.S. trying to beat the flooring. They do. What? No, they don't. Oh, U.S. is upset with that call. Well, from my vantage point, it looked like he beat the flooring, but obviously the referee is a lot closer than I am. So. Face off, not won by either team, ends up on Italy's stick. Ventullo sends it in down low. Along the far boards, nowhere to go with it. Might have to drop it off to the point, he does. Sent in down low. Tomasicchio battling down low. U.S. player lost the stick. Tomasicchio still with it, trying to give and go. Saucer pass, shot, score just like that. Italy ties it up. Oh boy, what a feed. Andriacchi over to Tomasicchio. We'll have to take a look at this one on the replay. Boy, that's a heck of a saucer pass, and credit for Tomasicchio for batting that right out of midair. Look at that, right over the stick. Bing, bang. Just tremendous hand-eye coordination. Look at this angle. Here comes the pass, and then whoop, right through the 5-hole. U.S. got to be disappointed with that. I mean, it's just a defensive breakdown you don't want to see down there. But hey, credit to Italy. Climb right back in it. Got ourselves a tie hockey game again. Second goal, we got another goal just like that. In less than 10 seconds, Italy takes the lead 3-2. Unbelievable. I'm looking at the replay. Perla looks like he's in shock. Maybe we'll get another look from the back angle. I'm not sure how that made it in. It's a redirect, yeah. That shot was going wide, I think, and I believe number 25, Luigi Zaffino, is going to get credit on the goal. We'll check stats.isbhf.com, see who it is. Wow, Italy. No, they gave the goal to Frank D'Ambrosio. Number 98, D'Ambrosio gets it. Assisted by Mazza and Zaffina. Wow. Talk about a momentum changer, boy. So, you know, hockey's such a funny game. Things can happen so quickly. U.S. had all the momentum after that Jason Dick goal, and credit to Italy, right? They just didn't put their heads down, managed to tie it up, and then it looked like just a long shot. You know, it was hard to see if it curved in from that camera angle, but hey, Perla's just got to put it behind him, right? Onwards and upwards. Nothing you can do about it as Siana gets a good look at the net here. Saved by Morante. Siana still wheeling and dealing behind that. Throws it in front. That ball's loose. No wraparound attempt, just goes wide. Zinger there on a wraparound attempt. Now we get a crease violation. Now, what a hockey game, huh? It's one great thing about the Legends division, folks. You know, these guys just don't quit. They all know how to win. They all know what it takes, sacrificing the body, right, getting balls to the net. And, just that seemed like I don't want to call it a harmless shot. I mean, it certainly had a lot of mustard on it, but from that, angle behind the net, it just looked like it was going wide. It just must have curved in. I mean, Perla put his head up, and hey, it's a completely different hockey game right now. Momentum now back to Italy. Kept in at the point by the U.S. Chulo has it. Sent in down low. Shot went wide. 40 seconds remaining here in the period. Shot hit the side of the net. Still loose, still loose. Now the referee blows it dead. Well, the net got dislodged about 4 feet, but that ball was bouncing loose. We could see it from our vantage point. Okay, so on that first goal, they did change the first goal. It was Vito Tomasicchio for Italy. So Principe gets the primary assist, and then second goal, Vito Tomasicchio. So he's got 2 on the day. His second goal was assisted by Andriacchi. And then the last goal, as I mentioned, Frank D'Ambrosio, assisted by Massa and Zaffino. Trickles in on Morante with 33.8 seconds left. No changes to the U.S. So Lanny Knoll assisted from Bain and Myers, and then Jason Dick assisted from McNulty and Knoll. Knoll has 2 points on the day. Well, Italian bench unhappy with that little hip check by Magliocco. A lot of expletives flying next to me to my left, but no call. I mean, referees want to effectively let the players decide the game. I can understand why Italy's upset. So that'll do it for this period. Folks, what can you say? A heck of a hockey game. Back and forth affair. Looking forward to having you here back in 5 minutes. Softly out of the zone. Perla comes out to play it. Here's a long look at the net. Shot right into the breadbasket. Swallowed up by Morante. And now we get some extracurriculars. Well, that's Johnny Russo jawing with Jason Dick. Turnover shot, ooh, just whistled wide. Off the stick of McNulty from the feed for Magliocco. Turnaround effort blocked by Italy. Picked up by Acapinti. Sent in down deep, that's gonna be a flooring call. So US getting some fresh legs out. All right, ready for the draw. To the right of Morante. Face off, not won by either team. Now a scramble for it. Finally corralled up by the Italians. Poke checked out. No, good keeping at the point. Then immediately poked out by Acapinti. Saverio giving chase. He's bodied off into the boards. No call on the play. US is very upset about that. Well, that ball is pinned between a mass of bodies down there, and then the referee finally blows it dead. 10:25 left here in the final period. Italy leading 3-2 over the United States. All right, face off to the right of Perla. Italy knocks it in down low, behind the net. Zinger wraps it around. Nobody there for the U.S. to receive it. Picked up by Italy. Cross floor, misplayed. Siana with it, sends it back in down low to Stewart. Stewart being harangued behind the net. U.S. still unable to get an outlet pass going here. Italians doing good work on the forecheck. Now the U.S. is able to carry it out of the zone. They dump it in deep. Kept it at the point by Myers, but turned it over. Zaffino goes the other way. Zaffino trying to create space for a shot here. Already got a call. Interference. So it's on Italy. So the U.S. goes on the power play here, 9:27. Well, prime opportunity to get the equalizer. See who the call is on. Well, the penalty is on Chris Mazza. Well, Italy's asking for an explanation, so the referee's going to come over and talk. All right, well, the Italian coaches get their explanation, so the call is not reversed, unsurprisingly. So the U.S. on the power play here. 9:27 remaining in the third period. Must-win game, both teams. Over to Myers. Myers looking to pinch. Misplayed it, but I believe the ball went up out of play. Well, Italian players are arguing about where the faceoff should be, so wrestlers aren't having it. Sent in deep to the Italian zone by the Americans. McNulty giving chase. Italy able to get the clear. One-on-one right now. Facconi has it. The U.S. gets the player back. Facconi turnaround shot blocked. Facconi still has it now. U.S. misplays it. They're going to be able to kill about 20 seconds because of that. Long dump out. Goes up into the mesh netting. Deflected off a U.S. player. It's going to come up out of the zone. Well, unfortunate break for Italy, but good stick work there. You know, saved about 15 seconds by having that go into the mesh netting. Minute 19 left on the man advantage. U.S. getting some changes. See Magliocco coming out along with Zinger and Chulo. Michael Bain's out. And it looks like Tim Myers is going to stay out. Italian player loses stick, but picks it back up. Myers has it now, looking to gain the zone. Long shot, high over the glass, right on the stick of Magliocco. Center attempt, score! The U.S. gets the equalizer. Magliocco with the heads-up play, just sent it cross crease. See who gets the goal. Couldn't see it from my vantage point. Whoever it was just buried it into an empty net. Here's the replay. So there's the shot. Goes high off the glass. Right on the stick of Magliocco. Centers it. No, I can't see the number there. Let's see if we see it here. Yeah, that's number 23. Michael Bain who gets it. So Bain on the goal, Primary assist goes to Magliocco. Secondary assist goes to Myers. All knotted at 3. Face off won by the Americans. Sent it down deep, loose ball. Squirts into the corner. Doug Nickel looking to pick it up. Wrapped around. Kept in by Garner. Still down low. And the referees finally blow it dead. After now the team was able to advance the ball off the board. So 7:39 left. All knotted at 3. Another good one here. Intercepted by the U.S. Now poke checked away by the Italians up along the boards. U.S. trying to hem them in there. Bodied off the ball. Still a battle. U.S. player blows the tire. Still battling low along the boards. Finally the ball squirts loose. Chipped up. Batted back in. Intercepted by the U.S. Centering attempt. Nobody there. Picked up by Italy. Looking to carry it out of the zone. They do. Ball took a funky bounce off the boards there and started rolling towards Perla. Centering attempt, shot, score! Italy goes back up 4-3. Just like that. Oh, what a great feed. I believe that was number 19, Johnny Russo, that made the feed. We'll have to take a look at the replay, see what happened. Well, it's behind the net. Pearl is down, there's the feed. And just top shelf, I mean, nothing Perla can do on it. Oh, that's gotta hurt for the U.S., boy, after they just tied it. Yeah, so that's Russo behind the net. And just sniped top shelf. Wow. All right, well, 6 minutes, 40 seconds left. Siena has it, gains his own over to Knoll. Shot pad save off the crossbar. Siena on the rebound. All alone, potentially Zaffino. He's got to go look at the net. Underneath Perla. He smothers it, gets the whistle. Good save. Keeping it a one-goal affair. All right, so Adriano Fiacconi was on the goal there, number 5, assisted by Russo. Italy comes away with it, walking in all alone. Good poke check by Perla. Battling down low. 4 players battling for it. And now it gets blown dead. All right, 5:41 remaining. 4-3 Italy, back and forth affair here. Referee Reading players up for the draw. Back to the point, long shot. Ooh, somehow made it through to Morante. All right, U.S. getting some line changes, 5:34 remaining. Dumped in deep, but I believe that's going to be a flooring call. It is, so no changes here for Italy. U.S. is not going to make changes. They're going to keep the same 5 out. Well, I spoke too soon. So Zinger comes out, Sienna, and Lanny Knoll. Face off, one back by Americans. Backhand attempt, gloved up. Good backhander there on the part of Zinger. Ready for the draw here. One by Italy. Intercepted by the Americans. Backhanded on net and just swallowed up again by Morante. USA missed the keep there at the point, ended up trickling out. Sai's got to get back, prevent the 2-on-1 here. He does. Good hustle there on the part of Harry Sai as that ball goes up into the mesh netting, 4:49 remaining. U.S. intercepts, cross-floor pass. Batted back into the U.S. zone by the Italians. U.S. mishandles that. Now Italy able to walk in all alone. Oh, good read there on the part of Harry Sai. Kept the stick in play. Offsides, U.S. All right, so the U.S. getting some late changes here. Intercepted by Italy in the neutral zone. U.S. battling hard. They corral it up, chipped into the Italian zone. Back and forth through the neutral zone. Italy looking to gain the U.S. zone. They don't. The U.S. now gains the Italian zone. McNulty back behind the net. Has it stolen. Chipped up out of the zone. U.S. player Jason Dick took a spill. Dick with it. Dick looking to make something happen. Just flips it in harmlessly on net. Takes a spill. 3:34 remaining. Italy looking to close out the United States. Well, referee's asking for a captain to come out along with the Italian captain. I think they're going to have a discussion about the chippiness. I mean, listen, a lot of this has to do with Jason Dick. He's been involved in like 4 in a row now. I don't know, maybe he got slashed or something early in play, but I mean, this entire third period really now, he just really has not had his cool about him. You know, and again, I'm not criticizing, I'm just, you know, pulling a John Madden here, stating the obvious. I don't know what happened, but he's certainly hot under the collar. So the referees are having a conversation with the captains right now. All right, well, based on what I'm hearing from the benches, the referee told them enough with the chattering. Everybody needs to shut up and just play hockey. So good for the referees. Way to take control of the game. Face-off won back by Italy. Sent up along the near boards. Over to Tomasicchio along the far boards. Tomasicchio doing battle. Centers it. Shot gets deflected off the stick of Andriacchi. Italy trying to walk it in front. Turnaround shot, score! Finds the far side. Just like that. I believe that's going to be a hat trick for Vito Tomasicchio. Take a look at the replay, see what happened. Yeah, he just found the far side. Well, a huge 2-goal lead now for Italy with 3:10 remaining. So ball's loose, still squirting around out in front. Long shot from the point by Noel, blocked. Good job on the part of Russo, blocking that effort. U.S. looking to regain the zone. Chulo does. Centering attempt over to Stewart, shot, save. No, good look at the net there for John Stewart. So 2:24 remaining. U.S. trailing 5-3 against Italy. Italy looking to secure at least the number 3 seed, potentially the number 2, depending on what happens with Portugal and Italy, or with Portugal and Canada. So Magliocco has it, centering attempt, shot, score! Harry Sy off the feed from Magliocco. Good heads-up play. Sy just walking in quietly. Take a look at the replay here. Magliocco knows that Sy's there, and just a nice low, hard wrist shot right into the back of the net. Well, this one ain't over yet. .213 remaining. Magliocco, long shot right into the breadbasket. Face off, one back by the Italians. Along the far boards. Chipped all the way out. Is that going to be a flooring call? Yes, it will. So, minute 57 remaining. Timeout, USA. All right, timeout's over. Referee's signaling for USA to come back. Minute 57 remaining. Italy up 5-4. Back and forth affair. So they have pulled Nick Perla for the extra attacker. 6-on-5 now in terms of attackers for the United States. Well, this will be interesting. See how it shakes out. Face off, won by Italy. They get the clear, but it's going to be a flooring call. Yes, it is. So it'll come right back down. Ready for the draw. One back by the Italians, but one back on their own net. So heads up play by the netminder, Sandro Morante. Just swallow that up, get another whistle. Minute 47 remaining. All right, some discussion about face-off rules there, but one back by Italy. Try to get the lob, they don't. Almost batted out of the air by Lanny Knoll. Into the corner goes an Italian player, hard into the boards, loses his footing. Picked up by the Americans. Back to the point. Bain, no look at the net there. Shot. Went wide. U.S. trying to get something in front of the net here. Minute 20 remaining. Got Myers at the point. Back behind the net. Over to Stewart. Centering attempt, but over the stick of Myers. That's going to go all the way back. Does not go into the empty net as Italy gets some changes. Minute 5 remaining. Long shot. Smothered up right into the trapper, so we'll get a face-off with exactly 1 minute remaining here in the final period. Italy up 5-4 over the United States. Big draw coming up. Jason Dick on the draw for America. Can't see the Italian player. Won by Italy. Lobbed out. Is that going to go into the net? It does! Italy gets the empty netter. Make it 6-4. So another empty net goal. That'll put a ribbon on this one. Italy goes up 7-4. That last empty net goal was Sam Amadeo. Trying to get the stats.isbhf.com just to see if they got any assists on there. Pardon me, it was not Sam Amadeo, it was Sam Trotto, the empty netter, assisted by Fiacconi. And then that last empty netter scored by Johnny Russo. Well, hey, credit to Italy. They did what needed to be done. For the United States, just got to be disappointed. It certainly wasn't for lack of effort. You know, they ran, they hustled hard. They, at one point, had the lead. You know, fought back into it, tied it, right? Just got to figure out something for the quarterfinals. They don't know who they'll play yet tomorrow, but they will play the #1 seed, I believe, of the opposing group, which at this point is Canada, British Columbia. But again, credit to Italy. Shot blocked, goes all the way up into the netting. You know, credit to Italy. I mean, they fought back too as well. At one point, they were down after squandering a lead. They clawed back in it and never gave up. Kept running. You know, all the stuff you expect to see out of Legends level players. That's what both of these teams exhibited. You know, it's absolutely a great game to call. One of the better games we've seen in the tournament thus far. So 5 seconds left, that'll do it. Italy takes it 7-4 over the United States. So U.S. will go finish as the #4 seed. And again, depending on what happens with Portugal and Canada, Italy will be either the #2 or the #3 seed, because one of their wins came in overtime against Portugal. So that was 2 points and not the full 3. So they have 5 points. Portugal has 3, Canada has 6. That'll do it for me. Going to go ahead and rest the vocal cords here. I'll be back to bring you the next game. Heck of a game to call. Look forward to having you join us. As coming up next here, let's make sure I get my start time correct. So it's supposed to start at 16:40. Obviously it'll be a little late, but Portugal, Canada. So we'll be back here. Just keep an eye on the stream for the start of that game. And we'll see you. Final score here, Italy 7, USA 4.